Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I want to show you guys what credit cards I'm going to be using in Q3 of 2025. Now, maybe changing this into a series just to show you guys what credit cards I'm going to be using every quarter for every year. And this will probably just show you guys how I'm planning on maximizing my personal credit cards to get the most value for my points or even cash back. But definitely let me know in the comments below what credit card stack you guys are currently running, because I'm curious to see if I can implement those cards that you're using yourself to see if it can better off my strategy that I'm currently using. But we are going to be going over specifically what categories each card is going to be valuing at, meaning that it's going to be in groceries, gas, entertainment, dining, and miscellaneous spend. And if you're new to this channel, my name's Andy. I'm a senior programmer and analyst that loves to talk about personal finances. Just hit me one day, why not using my career skills into my personal life and document it on YouTube? And in this channel, we like to talk about budgeting, credit cards, and financial tools that can possibly help you guys out on your personal finances. But enough of that, let's go ahead and get started with the video. Going into the first category, we're going to be talking about groceries. Now, in the groceries category, we're going to be talking about two specific credit cards I'm going to be using to maximize. So those two credit cards is going to be the Chase Sapphire Preferred and the Capital One Saver. Now, you may be wondering why I'm actually going to be using two different credit cards for this certain category. Well, to start off, the Chase Sapphire Preferred, I just value the points a lot higher in that ecosystem specifically. And there are workarounds to get that 3% or not cash back, but the points for that specific card. So for me, if I need to do a quick grocery haul or anything like that, I usually use the app with Kroger because you can link it straight to my Chase Sapphire Preferred card and it counts as an online groceries. Now, sometimes here in Texas, I like to order online just when I get out of work, and I can just drive straight to HEB, pick up my groceries, and it's also included as 3x back on online groceries. But there are some times that I like to go in store because not all the time I'd like to just pick up. I like to pick up my own produce because sometimes when you order online, they don't give you the best produces and sometimes it's very old. So I do occasionally go inside the grocery store, and that's when I would use the actual Capital One Saver to physically use in store. And for those that don't know, Capital One Saver does give you 3x on groceries as well. And since I now have the Capital One Venture X, I'm able to transfer that cash back into that card for miles to use on flights or even hotels. Now, for the entertainment category, I'm going to be using the Capital One Saver again here because you also get 3% cash back in this category. Now, some may argue, why don't you use the Chase Freedom Flex, because they're currently stating that they're going to be giving 5% cash back for this quarter for entertainment. But if you read the fine print, the Chase Freedom Flex does not include certain entertainment categories that I specifically use. So it's better to use, in my case, the Capital One Saver rather than the Freedom Flex. For example, I went to the movies, I was able to use a 3% cash back with the Capital One Saver, and if I were to apply with the Chase Freedom Flex, the movie theater is not considered in that category. So just fun fact, I went to go watch the Superman movie. I give it a 7 out of 10. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think about that movie if you've already seen it. Now for the gas category, we're gonna be using the Chase Freedom Flex. Currently, the Chase Freedom Flex is having 5% cash back on gas stations, 5% cash back on EV charging, 5% cash back on Instant Cart, and 5% cash back on entertainment. Now, how I mentioned before, make sure to read the fine print if you're planning on using it for entertainment. Now, I know a lot of people are saying that, well, this card is actually being discontinued. I did see a lot of people talking about on Reddit that they're possibly just using it as a marketing tactic, meaning because the new Chase Sapphire Reserve came out, so I'm pretty sure they're probably trying to push customers to get the Chase Sapphire Reserve. But do keep in mind that a lot of Reddit users as well are saying that their applications are going to be reopening within the next month. And I'm kind of hoping they do that because as of you know, that I am currently a authorized user in the Chase Freedom Flex card because I already got the Chase Sapphire Preferred and the Chase Freedom Unlimited. So hopefully they do open that back up because I am available now to actually get the Chase Freedom Flex. So let's cross our fingers for that because that is a great card to get 5% cash back or points or miles, in this case, however you want to put it, for the Chase ecosystem. As for dining, I'm going to be using the Chase Sapphire Preferred here. And the reason being is because, again, I value the Chase Sapphire points a lot more rather than any other ecosystem. But a lot of people tend to forget with this card that you get 10% with your entire year added to the following year. Meaning, so let's say if I use that card throughout the whole year, I use so many points or gain so many points, they're going to give you 10% of what you gain for that entire year and add it for the upcoming year. So I think this is a value that a lot of people underlook because I tend to use it. And also, if you have that card, you can look on the app itself and it shows you how much you already earned for the upcoming year that they're going to be giving you for free. So that is why I like to use that card for the dining. But again, if there's a rotating category with a Freedom Flex card or anything like that, then obviously I'll probably be using that card to get more points rather than just relying on the 3%. As for the last category, it's going to be miscellaneous spend. And the card I'm going to be using for this category is going to be the Capital One Venture X. Now, I know in this YouTube channel, I've been posting a lot of videos based on this card, me applying, me unboxing, telling everyone about the changes that are gonna be happening in this card. I just know I've been pushing this card a lot, but believe me, this card is a very great card to have, a 2x card regardless of what you're spending on, and there's no limit. So that is why it's gonna be holding in the miscellaneous spend. But let's say if I redeem my Chase points for like a travel or anything like that, I will be replacing it with the Chase Freedom Unlimited in the future, just in case if I need to get more points, because that card gives you 1.5. Now, if you don't have the Venture X and don't plan on using it, obviously you can use like a Chase Freedom Unlimited, which is the 0 annual fee, to replace this card in your ecosystem. But overall, I know in this video, I only went over 2 specific ecosystems, that being the Capital One and the Chase ecosystem. But for me, like I stated, I am barely into the credit card space. So me getting these specific cards, I know these, for me, in my opinion, are the best ones to hold, just because of the value of the cards that you're getting. Now, in your case, it may be different. Let's say if you have a Citi ecosystem and you have a Chase ecosystem, you probably have to figure out how to make that work together. But later down the line, I do plan on getting those points or those ecosystems just to maximize even more my points value of what I could get into, because I know a lot of people for gas, they tend to use the Citi custom cash because you can specifically pick what category you want to get 5% cash back every month. So I think that's a great card, but me currently with my setup, that is not in my value right now, because I'm trying to finish up those ecosystems first, meaning the Chase, because I'm an authorized user. So I do want to get that out the way, so that way I can have the full Chase trifecta with me under my name. Now, it's nothing against having an authorized user. It's just for me specifically, I like having access to know when to activate it or what categories are coming up ahead of time. But let me know, what is your current setup, whether that be a cashback setup or a travel setup, because I know currently a lot of the credit cards are changing some of the rules or some of the stuff that they're actually benefiting you from. But yeah, I just want to know specifically how everyone's dealing with that and what is your setup, just in case I am missing something specifically in my setup. But also, if you do plan on getting any card that was mentioned within this video, I do have referral links in the description box below. It does help out this channel at no cost to you. It does benefit both of us because you are actually helping out your fellow YouTuber here. But again, let's try to keep things simple, and I'll see you on the next one.